Artificial intelligence has taken the creative world by storm, making things possible that artists could previously only dream of.
If machines are smarter than humans, the machine has the power. Do we want to give the machines the power to control us? I don't think so.
Will algorithms soon be doing the work of creatives? Will artists become redundant?
Yeah, I think AI is replacing artists, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
Where some see a great opportunity, others see an acute danger.
AI can be good and can be bad, like every technology. With drones you can kill and you can amaze people. And it's our choice what we do with it.
At the 2022 Venice Biennale, Ada caused quite a stir. She's the first humanoid robot to make her own art with the help of artificial intelligence. Her inventor, British gallery director Aidan Mellor, developed her with a team of computer scientists, robotics experts, and designers. Ada perceives the environment through cameras in her eyes. Algorithms process the information and provide impulses for drawing. The robot then single-handedly determines her creative output without any human intervention.
I think what fundamentally interests people about robotics and artificial intelligence is that it's like a replica of themselves. It has something akin to a divine function. I'm creating intelligence. I'm creating another human being. And I think that triggers the age-old human longing to play God.
Gott zu spielen letztlich.
Should we fear robots or welcome them? Hello Robot is the name of the exhibition at the Vitra Design Museum in the German town of Weil am Rhein. It focuses on our fascination with robots and artificial intelligence, AI for short, and the tense relationship between man and machine. Austrian Amelie Klein curated the show, which has successfully toured the world.
Technology has coated everything in our world like a thin layer of color. That's just a fact. And there's no turning back now that the genie is out of the bottle. That's why we have to keep asking ourselves, as individuals and as a society, how we want to implement this technology.
The industrialized world can no longer function without its intelligent machines. But the outlook for the coexistence of humans and robots swings between utopic and dystopic, between hopes for a better, mechanized world and fears that human agency will get lost.
We have a robot who writes manifestos. That's intellectual work, as we know from politics or art. But that robot is as dumb as a doorknob. It knows the vocabulary, grammar, and syntax, but has no clue about what it's writing.
Hardly any other phenomenon has captured the imagination of the movie industry as much as the vision of artificial beings that not only have an uncanny human appearance, but also far superior abilities. From Metropolis to 2001, and Blade Runner to Matrix, science fiction films, including many blockbusters, have explored humanity's uneasy fascination with robots, androids, and artificial intelligence.
There are so many examples of artificial intelligences that have found their way into our brains and hearts through pop culture, shaping our image of robots and AI. That's why we're always disappointed when we come across real AI or robots, because they're usually nowhere near as cool as the ones we know from movies and books.
But where do the boundaries between AI and human creativity lie? Will machines manage to crack one of the last mysteries in our increasingly technologized world? How we feel emotions and turn them into art. Matteo Cries, director of the Vitra Design Museum, is doubtful.
A machine cannot feel emotions. And no matter how much people insist that we'll eventually be able to produce sentient machines, they won't have the emotions of a human being. And those emotions are reflected in any good work of art, whether it's a painting, a design object, or a great building. It's an irreplaceable factor.
Den können wir nicht ersetzen.
But what can and can't machines learn? Artist Leon Löwentraut offers some insight. He started painting as a child, and by the age of 16 was celebrated by the art world as a prodigy and sensation. Earning the nickname Baby Picasso, he's one of the most successful German painters under 30 and famously willing to chart new ground.
In der Kunst finde ich es unfassbar spannend, dass man auch
I find it incredibly exciting to combine these two components. That is, pairing art with artificial intelligence, in order to bring the art to another level and break new ground, making it even more innovative. And of course, also to keep up with the times.
Leon Löwentraut is taking part in a study that's investigating the question, what do artists feel when they paint? What goes on in their brain during the creative process? For this purpose, the masterclass of the Virtual Design program at Kaiserslautern University of Applied Sciences measures his brainwaves. Neurofeedback shows that when he's painting, he enters a kind of trance.
Wir haben seine Bewegungsdaten erfasst. Wir haben seine
We captured data from his movements and brainwaves and the brushstrokes he made.
Wir haben Sounds auf.
We recorded sounds and basically everything that could be turned into numbers.
Und daraus dann
And then we used algorithms to create data from all of that to visualize the image.
visualisiert.
An immersive spatial installation has been designed using the collected data. The artist's creative process can be experienced by means of an interactive surface. This gives the public a haptic sensation of how it feels.
dieses Nachdenken in diesem kreativen
This
Prozess.
thought that goes into the creative process, the abstract expression and energy I always have approaching my painting, is something that many people underestimate.
Wie anstrengend das eigentlich auch für den
The physical toll it takes on the body, but also on the brain.
aber auch auf das Gehirn bezogen.
It's really a massive effort, mentally as well, doing this intensive creative work for hours on end.
Kreativ die ganze Zeit über Stunden da so intensiv zu arbeiten.
In the future, the artist could possibly save himself all that effort, because artificial intelligence will make it possible to generate algorithms of Leon Löwentraut's creative process and visual language using data obtained from the study and produce images in his style.
Also es gibt ja Gehirnareale, die bestimmte Kreationen.
There are parts of the brain that map certain creative work and processes.
Leons Traum in der
So theoretically, you could have Leon's dreams interpreted and generate an image of them the next morning.
was in der Nacht geträumt hätte.
But Leon Löwentraut's creative process is still that of a typical artist. He draws sketches and applies acrylic paint to the canvas, without high tech, but with dedication and passion. But could AI create something similar or even better?
Momentan würde ich behaupten, nein. Das
Right now, I would say no, not yet. But I'm careful about predictions as to what might happen in coming years,
in den nächsten Jahren passiert,
because
weil
AI is absolutely powering ahead, and I reckon this whole topic will be surprising us a lot.
viele Überraschungen in diesem Thema auf uns zukommen.
What would art made by AI look like? A brand new Rembrandt, spat out by a computer. In 2016, a new painting by the Dutch master was unveiled, created with AI and fed with data from 346 of his works. A team of programmers, designers, and scientists from the Delft University of Technology and AI experts from Microsoft developed countless algorithms to calculate proportions, colors, sheen, light and shadow, and substance. With UV ink from a 3D printer, like oil on canvas, 148 million pixels amounted to a portrait of a man between 30 and 40 years old, with a beard, hat, and collar. An amazing result, but is it really art? Dutch artist Lonneke Gordijn uses AI to explore relationships between humans, nature, and technology.
I believe that art is a reflection on society and poses a question, and I think AI can also ask questions, but are they still meaningful? I think artists will reflect probably on AI, and that will be to me true art.
The sad thing about artificial intelligence is that it lacks artifice and therefore intelligence. Much has changed since Jean Baudrillard made this statement. In 2018, the painting Edmond de Bellamy became the first AI-generated artwork on the market. Painted by an algorithm fed with 15,000 portraits from various periods, it was the first AI artwork to be sold by Christie's. It earned some $433,000 for the French art collective Obvious, which provided the invented de Bellamy family tree, gold frames, and the algorithmic formula in lieu of an artist's signature. But when a machine is trained on millions of images and sophisticated algorithms create works of art, who deserves the credit? AI? The programmer? Or the art and artists that provided the data? Like Picasso, Rembrandt, or Van Gogh, AI art raises many questions, not just ethical and legal ones. For Vincent Britz, who teaches at the Berlin University of the Arts, it's the myth of the artist that matters.
If I buy a painting knowing it's by Basquiat, I'm more willing to spend a lot of money and look at it for hours imagining him painting it in New York than if I see exactly the same picture knowing it was only created by a computer algorithm. I don't just look at the pure result, but I buy the story and the person a little bit.
But what exactly does an algorithm create? What can AI do? AI is a machine's ability to imitate logical thought and creativity, once unique to humans. Robots and machines are the hardware, while AI is the software standing in for the brain. Machine learning allows AI to continually develop, improve, and deliver results on its own, almost in real time. Humans first feed the AI large amounts of data in the form of algorithms, rules that tell a computer what to do. The technology brings an unprecedented level of speed, precision, and efficiency. But what about creativity?
I don't believe that artificial intelligence will replace the emotions of art and creativity anytime soon. This pure creativity comes partly from encounters with different cultures and people and journeys. And the artist brings all these emotions to the canvas. So I don't think AI will ever completely replace the human artist.
Like a child, AI's first artistic endeavors were doodles. British artist and computer scientist Harold Cohen first developed an AI-controlled drawing machine in the early 1970s. Aaron imitates human hand movements with a robot and paints its own pictures. The first simple shapes were in black and white. Since the 1990s, more complex and in color. Over 40 years until his death in 2016, Harold Cohen developed his art and technology, raising the question, if what Aaron is making is not art, what is it exactly?
Even if we can create pictures that are super photorealistic or look like Van Gogh or other works that look completely original and groundbreaking, ultimately we are also discussing the question of what's real and what isn't. How can we create our own work?
So how can AI be used as a creative tool? Recently, AI has been advancing rapidly in the field of image processing and generation. Freely available text-to-picture systems like DALL-E and Midjourney have caused a collective earthquake. It has never been easier, faster, or cheaper to create digital images. At the Berlin University of the Arts, Vincent Britz discusses the latest developments with the students in the Artificial Creativity Seminar.
You can compare it a bit to when there was only classical painting, and then suddenly the first photographers appeared. And there was certainly resistance, and people said it wasn't art, it was a photo, plagiarism, whatever. And then over the years and decades, the idea of a photo artist became established. I think it'll be the same with artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence can colorize historical film footage in seconds, but the programs show their limits when it comes to processing complex artwork.
The problem with this, I think, is that, for example, if it's like an artistic video and the grass was pink because you painted it pink because it was an art movie, it would make it green because it's basically just working on an average, right?
Complex image processing like shading and lighting is no problem for the latest generation of AI-based graphics programs. What used to take hours or days can now be done in seconds.
It's threatening, of course, that more and more people can generate an infinite number of images. And the images I spend a lot of time creating no longer have the same value. But at the same time, they're just tools to master and use wisely and embed in larger concepts.
Programs like DALL-E or Midjourney are disrupting the traditional creative process. The tools are impressively user-friendly. Enter text into the program, and AI spits out the command as an image. Creativity has no limits, even if the artistic quality is sometimes doubtful.
As an artist, I find it more liberating and empowering to have new ways and tools to generate new imagery and new things. I still see it more as an opportunity. It's exciting that a designer no longer has to think about how to draw a picture. Instead, you think about how to best describe it so the computer can draw it. It's more or less the same job, but a completely different approach.
Photos of people who don't even exist, every single pixel created by AI and assembled from millions of photos of real people from the web.
Imagine I download all the pictures from your Facebook profile and load them into artificial intelligence and tell it to create your picture. The AI does no more than look at these pictures and generate an image of you. It doesn't process an existing image. Each pixel is based on the photos of you, but is its own creation. And then it becomes difficult to discuss privacy rights.
The students have concerns about data protection, copyright, and ethical issues. And of course, they worry about AI threatening their own careers.
I cannot compete with this kind of intelligence. It will always be flawless. It will be always faster. On the other hand, our personality and our humanity and our imperfectionist is actually what makes us sometimes better from this kind of artificial intelligence.
What if AI can develop its own creativity? How does AI influence us? Who's controlling who? These were among the questions addressed in a 2022 production at Dresden's Opera House, the Semperoper. Chasing Waterfalls is the first opera with a libretto and score co-written by artificial intelligence, and featuring a virtual voice. An impressive showcase for the technology, but humans were still in charge.
Right now we use mainly algorithms with a lot of different data inputs, but we still have some sort of control. And I find it really hard to think of a situation where the control is gone, but then also for me the meaning is gone.
Deploying AI can be useful in a museum, for example. At the Bauhaus Archive in Berlin, the company Art+Com used AI to make the comprehensive collection visually accessible. Museum visitors can use a touchpad to navigate their way through 15,000 images, fully immersing themselves in the archive. Berlin-based studio Onformative makes 3D models with AI. The process of what it calls AI sculpting is controlled by humans, but not the result. The project demonstrates that artificial intelligence augments its learning quickly, improves continually, and delivers unforeseen sculptures of a quality that surprises even the creators themselves. Once the computers got control, we might never get it back. If we're lucky, they might decide to keep us as pets. Entire galaxies of artificial intelligence float above the compound of the U.S. space agency NASA, an artwork developed by Lonica Gordine and Ralph Nauda of Studio Drift. With the help of artificial intelligence, hundreds of drones swarm in patterns in the heavens, reflecting the natural intelligence of a flock of birds flying in murmuration. Studio Drift's award-winning work has been admired all over the world. Studio Drift is based in Amsterdam. The two artists work at the interface between technology and nature, together with a 70-member team. Delicate, complex sculptures of light are created out of dandelions that have been fitted with LEDs. Studio Drift creates art that shows high-tech can be beautiful and poetic.
If you think about the classical artists, making imagery or working in a way that reflects to past styles, I think AI is replacing artists, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because artists, in my opinion, good artists should create a new vision of the future.
Studio Drift also provided airborne art for the 5th anniversary of the Elbphilharmonie in 2022. More than 300 drones rose into the night sky and sparkled above Hamburg. The concept of the light installation was inspired by the location and architecture of the iconic concert hall. Unfortunately, some of the breaking wave stars literally made a splash. Whether due to external influences or technical problems, during the rehearsal, 15 drones fell into the water. At the premiere, 5 more fell to Earth. Further performances of the light show were canceled for safety reasons. Everyone involved was disappointed.
Everything that is digital can develop really fast because you can fail without real consequences, because you can make the failures in a safe environment. But actually creating, an impact of AI in the real world, that is way harder. And we as physical artists know that, and our processes are way slower because we only make physical work and that have to be saved, that have to be maintained and have to work for very long periods of time.
Studio Drift is now working on a commission from Google Quantum AI. The aim is to visualize how a quantum computer works. It processes millions of times faster than a conventional PC. The reason for its speed is that it carries out calculation steps simultaneously, rather than in a sequence. A bit like a tree, with many processes like growth and photosynthesis taking place at the same time.
AI is limitless. There's no limit. That's the scary part. Like we can't comprehend what it can become. There's no control. Zero. It is a form of evolution. It's just like a next life form that we can't imagine what it is. Like a monkey cannot imagine our skill set and what we can become. Like same for us with AI.
Google Quantum AI is based in Santa Barbara, California. Highly sensitive quantum computers are developed here in this high-security compound. The megacomputer's enormous processing capabilities and speed will play a major role in the field of artificial intelligence in the future. They can already solve problems that would take a normal PC about 150,000 years to solve.
It's kind of like cheating in a way, as like processes of humans and evolution of nature goes over millions of years, and this is just like skipping a couple of millions of years.
Artificial intelligence is a technology with unforeseeable potential. Will it take us forward or annihilate us? And what role will it play in art? Will it remain a tool of creatives, or will it replace them? At some point, will it not matter who or what creates a work of art, human or machine?
Like in a year or two, I'll be surprised of some AI creating an art piece that is just so out there that we're like, this is a whole new art style. But also next to that, like, is that the right question to ask? Like, who cares about art if we can't exist in this world anymore because AI is killing us?
To ensure AI doesn't spin out of control, there need to be some guardrails, not just in art, but in politics too.
We need to retain the work of humans. Of course, a robot might even be able to do better, but do I want that? No, I don't. Even if we humans are still flawed, I still want to negotiate with another human, to hammer out laws and a framework within which we can work with technology.
So will AI beat us at our own game? Will it make artists redundant? What do you think? Let us know in the comments.